From Houston, Texas, this is the Liberty Root Podcast.
Yes, the time is finally here for the Liberty Root Podcast. And I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am that this moment is finally here. Not only is it my wife's birthday, so happy birthday to Deanna, but it's just an exciting day. I mean, very exciting. It's almost like a little kid coming down the stairs on Christmas morning or a dog getting a bacon strip. That's really how excited I am that this day's here. What began out as a Facebook page and a simple Twitter account has finally blossomed into this digital audio world, and very soon to be video once we get our studio complete. So I apologize if the quality of the audio is not the best. We'll get there. Just be patient with us. But I first want to say a huge thank you to the people who've been with me on this journey since the very beginning. The wind at my back, if you will, always pushing me along, being positive influence in my life. I really want to thank you guys. As well as I want to thank the recent followers as well who we've obtained in the last couple months or couple weeks or couple days. I want to thank you. I also want to thank the people who maybe this is your first time ever hearing about us or, following us, or you maybe heard it from somebody else. We want to thank you for joining us, and we hope that you stick around for a while. So I just can't say thank you enough. We would ask that you would like and share this with as many people as possible so we can get our message out there to as many people as we possibly can. So I want to say thank you, and thank you. Now, what's the point of this podcast, you ask? Is it about politics? Oh my gosh, we're so tired of hearing about politics. Is it about religion? Come on, don't get into that debate. Social issues? It'll never work. Both sides will never come together. Well, while this podcast is going to dive extensively into topics such as that, that's not really what this podcast is, or this Liberty Root page was built upon. The main thing that I'm trying to establish with all this is discovering yourself, your soul, your personal mindset. Because if you don't even know how you believe personally, yeah, sure, you can stand. But how can you stand for anything with meaning if you don't know who you are? So that's the main objective of this podcast, not to influence you a certain way with how I believe. After all, it's an opinion piece, and you can choose not to listen or you can choose to listen. I hope that you guys listen and stay along for the ride. But this is something that you have to decide in the confines of your home, or while you're driving to work, or when you get up and look at yourself in the mirror, or with prayer and thought. This is something that you have to ask yourself. Do I know who I am? And if not, hopefully that's something where we can give you some tips to help you to be able to find who you are, to make a real difference. Maybe it might not even be something that I agree with or that you agree with me on, but the fact that you're standing for something is all that matters, and why you're standing for it. That's the main building blocks that this podcast and this group was originally founded to do. Because you see, we have so much potential bottled up in so many people. So much potential. If we can just find a way to tap into that, there isn't anything that we can't do as a people or a society. But it's you who has to make that decision. It's not me. It's not anybody else but you. You see, we live in a world today that's rapidly progressing in not necessarily the best of ways. You see, there's always been hard times. I mean, go back in history. There's been awful times. But I can't think of another time that has had so much wrong going with it than right now. It's hard to find the positive in really anything. But if we can just find a way to peer through the crack and see the light on the other side and somehow just bring that light back through the crack, things could be a lot different. But the restrictions of that is not knowing what to stand for or how to stand for it or what to do or where to go. You feel like a sitting duck. You don't have a voice. But that's not you telling yourself that. That's the world saying that. That's your peers maybe saying that. Because each one of you has a great idea or a great thought. But you're just too ashamed to either speak upon it or bring it out or discuss it or debate it. You see, we want to go about our days just to fit in and get along. Routine. We're beings of routine. And I think that's a lot to do with our problem. We're stuck in this routine, and when things around us start changing, we don't step back and think for ourselves. Because we've been just so used to the same cycle. And I understand it's easier said than done. I mean, I even struggle with it. You know, I see things going around us and I want to be the change, but it's how do I take the first step in being the change? So once you find who you are, well, how do you go about implementing who you are? How do you take that first step? So this journey that we're going to be taking for the foreseeable future, I want to help you, but most importantly, I need you to help me as well. Because I still struggle with the same things, the same questions. What can I do? Because I've been stuck in the routine. Things change around me, and I don't change. But how can I get one foot out of that routine and fight for something? Truly fight for something. We can't solve all the world problems. That's only in the hands of God. But if there's just one thing that each of us can stand for, because everybody's going to stand for something different. At the end, we'll all unite and fight for the common good, and we'll reap solutions to the problems that we have. Will they all go away? Absolutely not. Will we still have our differences? Absolutely. We were made different. We were created different. We won't always agree. But just because we don't agree with each other doesn't mean we have to act irrational. Doesn't mean we have to name call, raise our voices. It's finding that happy medium that's the hardest part. I relate it to sports. I mean, you have two teams that go on the field and they hate each other. You know, they're opposites of each other. As you all know, I'm a huge New England Patriots fan. I thought I would throw that out there for the 1% that didn't know that. Which, by the way, go Pats. That was an unbelievable game. But anyways, you have two teams that go on a field. They oppose each other. They fight hard. But what do they do at the end of the game? For the most part, you have your few that don't. But they meet in the center of the field. They shake their hands and say, "Good game." And that's the mindset that we must have. Because now, what do we have? We have people yelling and screaming. When the other one tries to talk, they're talking over them. Nothing gets resolved. We need to sit down, have a civil discussion, and meet in the middle. Compromise. Because it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Although one side thinks that it will for their cause, and the other side thinks that it will for their cause, it will not get better. It'll progressively get worse until we get to a point where we won't be able to change it. We may be at that point now, but I'm not one to give up hope on it. I think it's getting close to that point, but I don't think we're there yet. I think we can still get to a place where we can agree to disagree in a civil way and present ideas that find this middle meeting place that may resolve out of 100 issues. It may resolve 10, but that's 10 issues that weren't resolved before. That's what we need to be fighting for. Not one side does this and one side does that. Our fight should be, how can we find common ground? And like I've said at the beginning of the program, it all starts with the person who looks back at you in the mirror each and every day. One person can't do it. We all have to do a self-evaluation and know what we stand for and fight for what we believe in. Back in a minute.